everyone! This week I'm back with some back to school tips, but I'm doing it differently this time than normal. I think normally back to school tips are generally for like middle school to high school, and I want to share some tips for people transitioning from high school to college, or high school to university, high school to community college, high school to another big institution. My number one tip is to find an organization system that works for you. For me, I use planners. I use planners and I use spreadsheets. The spreadsheets are for things that can change but are still relatively consistent. So I put all of my due dates from the syllabus into spreadsheets so that it'll show up what's due on what day. And then I use the planner to sort of plan out how my day is going to look with the schedule of my classes, the things that I need to get done, an extensive list of things that I need to get done. I did this both during entirely online classes and online and in-person classes at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. And I find this system works really well for me, but I do know that it will not work for everybody, which is why I say find an organization system that works for you. If you know when your due dates are, and you know when things need to get done by, and you can keep track of that consistently, your first year of college or university is going to be that much easier. Number 2, your mental and physical health are more important than your grades. It might seem like getting a failing grade is the end of the world, but it isn't. There are a few things that universities and colleges have that allow you to fail and still graduate. So you can take time off. If there's been a death in the family, if you're having a really hard time with your mental health or your physical health, you can take a leave of absence with your college or university. You just need to find the people to talk to, maybe talk to your counselor about that, and take the time off. This won't damage your academic career. You can always come back. If you're through a term and this class is really, really difficult for you and you don't think you'll catch up, there's always a drop date. It normally happens within the first few weeks. So if by that time you've determined you can't do it, you can drop it and you won't receive a grade or a W in that class. And then there's also a period of withdrawal. If you withdraw before that period, you'll get a W. It's not a failing grade, it just says that you dropped out of this class for whatever reason on your own terms. It won't affect your GPA and you'll still be able to work around it. Now, if you want to graduate in a specific time period, then it might be prudent to use step 1 to try to avoid step 2. But there are things that you can't avoid, like a mental health crisis, and in that case, you can always leave and come back later. I am a testament to that. I dropped out of my first college because of mental health issues, and then I started up with community college a few years later, and now I'm back into a university. I know not everybody can do that for financial reasons, but it is possible. Your mental and physical health are not worth that little piece of paper that says you did it. It might feel really good when you get that little piece of paper, but if you are dying on the inside or the outside, it's really not worth it. If you want to take a gap year in between college and high school, go for it. That's a great idea. If you want to take a gap year to maybe work so that you have some extra funding for your college experience, go for that. The more people who do stuff like that, where they take themselves and put themselves first, the more likely it will be for colleges to realize that we're taking our health seriously and our health is more important to us than our education. I'm not saying education isn't important, I'm just saying a lot of colleges push you to the limit just to get some extra money out of you. Number 3, try to keep a regular sleep schedule. There are going to be parties. There are going to be times when you go out drinking with friends. There are going to be times when you need to stay up all night. For whatever reason, maybe you didn't organize properly and now you have a paper due tomorrow that you haven't started. It'll happen. But on the nights where you don't have those things, try to keep a regular, consistent sleep schedule. Find out what works for you and stick to it. If you are the kind of person who goes to sleep early in the morning and wakes up in the afternoon, don't sign up for morning classes. If you're the kind of person who sleeps early, gets up early, then maybe morning classes would be better for you. Pick the schedule that works with you and the way you sleep, but make sure that you get that sleep. Number 4, learn how to prioritize tasks effectively. If you can prioritize your tasks and you are organized, that's half the battle. That means that you won't be staying up till midnight to write that paper, that you have more time to have fun with your friends, that you have more time to sleep, that you have more time to take care of yourself. If you can prioritize and organize, then half the battle is won, and all you have to do is just turn the stuff in. Number 5, remember to take time for yourself and have fun. These, however many years, are an essential part of your lifetime. You can't just block them out for whatever reason. So make friends, go out and do things, have fun. Don't take it too seriously because you're not going to get this time back. And number 6, high school teachers exaggerate what will and will not be acceptable in college. I am sure at some point you've heard, well, this won't work when you're in college. Now, sure, there are some things that probably won't work, but there are lots of things that'll pass. I'd like everybody to keep in mind that C's get degrees. You don't have to be a full A student in order to graduate college. You don't even have to be an A student in order to get through college. Like, you don't have to have a single A. You just need C's or better. I had more busy work in high school than I ever did in college, and I've been to 3 colleges now. The work that is accepted in college is exceedingly low. Basically, you just have to try. Now, when you get into harder classes, into the subjects that you really care about, then they're expecting you to put a little bit more effort in. But for the freshman classes, the general ed classes that happen in freshman year, do your best, and that will be good enough. You can ask your professors questions. You can go to office hours. You can talk to your preceptors or your TAs or other people in your class if you're having issues. All of those people want you to succeed. They're not doing it because they have to get you to the next level in order for the school to receive funding from the state. These people legitimately want you to succeed for the sake of you and your happiness. I'm not going to say most professors allow this, but quite a few professors that I've had allow late work. If you have a legitimate excuse, you can email them ahead of time and be like, I don't think I'm gonna get this in on time. This is what's happening. And in some cases, you can be like, I didn't get this in on time. Is there anything I can do? And they will work with you. Read the syllabus. The syllabus will tell you what level of strict your professor is. And I also highly recommend going to office hours. You can talk to your professor like a human being. Maybe not like your closest friend. There's still a gap there, but you can still talk to them and figure things out. So those are my back to school tips for people transitioning from college to higher education. If you have any other tips or if you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.